Imagine if you can enhance your child's health and growth with a few supplements. Would you do it? Today we'll go over the science for supplementing your child and get them the best advantage they can get in life, from brain cognition to growth. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lucie and I'm here to keep Leo's research alive while educating people about health and science. Today we'll go over child development and the supplements that you might want to consider for your child's growth. So we'll go over a couple of supplements and at the end I'll let you know exactly what I'm doing for my daughter in order for her to get the best health, development and cognition possible. So stay tuned until the end. So first, we'll start with the supplements that will help your child's growth trajectory. And we're going to see how those critical elements are highly important for also cognitive development. So let's start looking at IGF-1. It is a crucial factor for child's growth and how it interacts with the body. But to understand IGF-1, let's first start by looking at IGF-1 level of child with higher percentage of body fat. So for those kids, they usually have a higher level of IGF-1 and a lower level of growth hormone levels. These kids often have a high IGF-1 but lower growth hormone levels. So this comes from the tricky balance of two hormones, ghrelin and insulin. And when those two are out of balance, it can create a lot of tricky developmental issues. So what are the health issues that children can observe if they have this imbalance? Well, often in male, you will find that the children that have higher percentage of body fat will have some feminization if they're male. And that is explained because of the growth hormone level. But on the positive side, IGF-1 have less impact if high in early childhood compared to adulthood. And during these key years of childhood, it really helps kids grow and develop properly. So now that we understand IGF-1 and how it affects childhood development, let's look into the first supplements that I want to bring up to light. And this is zinc. Zinc is a mineral that also plays a crucial role in a child development. Research reveals a fascinating aspect of zinc. Zinc supplementation can lead to a significant increase of IGF-1 level in children to about 10%. And here's where it gets even more interesting. This increase is even pronounced in preterm infants, which shows how important zinc is in early childhood. But let's take note that this growth hormone effect doesn't extend to adults. It's only seen and observed in children. Let's simply look into what happens when somebody lacks zinc. Now you might wonder, is it only applicable for those that are lacking zinc? Well, no. The benefits of zinc supplementation is observed for both children that are zinc deficient and those that have regular level of zinc. So this universality makes zinc a critical nutrient for everyone. So let's look at the form of zinc, and they're not all created equal. Zinc picolinate and methionine-based zinc, they really stand out due to their high absorption rates. That means they're more effectively used by our bodies, which make them ideal for supplementation. So looking at the specifics of the studies, we've seen that 10 milligram dosage of zinc can significantly raise IGF-1 levels. And it's more so than higher dosage. So typically, children needs between 14 to 30 milligrams of zinc, but if you maintain a dose of 40 milligrams, it has been linked to balance zinc in the body. On top of that, it's shown that if you supplement zinc for a period over than 8 weeks, it increases IGF-1 levels more effectively than a short-term use. A side note, people with liver damage, or God forbid, kids with liver damage. So as a side note, I've been giving my daughter zinc since she was 3 months old. We started a bit later because she was already bigger. She was born 3 months old. That's how I see it, based on how tall she was. But to these days, she's almost 3. She's still supplementing with zinc. So the next supplements we want to talk about, it's one that I do not give to my daughter, but Leo has done research on it, and I think he discovered it a bit later. This was not in our original plan for our daughter, but the study is behind it, and it is Astragalus. And I don't know if I pronounce it properly. But Astragalus is a root herb that's used in traditional Chinese medicine. And it's now emerging in the spotlight for pediatric growth. So Astragalus has captured the scientific world, especially for its potential in enhancing height velocity in children. Yes, height. And I know it's a sensible topic because I probably get ton of emails of 16, 15, 17-year-old male that were trying to do anything to get taller. So if you have a kid and you're short, I want your kid to be tall. Listen, Astragalus works specifically for the kids that are shorter in height for their age. Hence, that's why my daughter doesn't need it. In South Korea, an extract called HGO42, which include Astragalus, has actually gained approval for this particular purpose. And you can see its benefits that it work specifically for the kids that are shorter than their peers. But let's look at the science behind it. Rodent studies have shown that Astragalus might work through IGF-1 pathways. Human studies are still catching up, and the boost of IGF-1 hasn't been noted yet. So while boosting IGF-1, Astragalus have been shown to be very gentle. It doesn't disturb any other growth function in the developing bodies of children. Now let's do a parenthesis talking about telomerase. So telomerase is an enzyme that's technically connected to the fountain of youth at a cellular level. Some studies have shown that certain compound in Astragalus can significantly boost this enzyme and potentially lengthening our telomeres, which is our little cap in our DNA that protects us from DNA damage. So while this sounds like a breakthrough, it's really the cells of young children that benefits from Astragalus the most. And as a side note, Astragalus might present risk for those with potential DNA damage, like if you have had a bad lifestyle previously or were a smoker. Astragalus might prevent risks for you. Now that we have covered height with zinc and Astragalus, let's look at what else you can do for your kids in order for them to be the best. Another supplement that's actually crucial is fish oil. And I'm never gonna stop saying it again. Fish oil, fish oil, fish oil, fish oil. Everyone should take fish oil. Now, let's look at the science for fish oil. And as a side note, I recently interviewed Dr. Newton Howard, which is a lead scientist, a neuroscientist, and researcher. And when I asked him what supplements did you ever give to your kids, if you give them any? And he only gave them one. And he only takes one. I mean, he takes two, but fish oil. That's the only thing. Himself, now he takes fish oil and saffron supplements every day, but he has been giving his kids, since they were born, fish oil. So let's dive into the science behind it. So omega-3 fatty acid, especially DHA, are integral to cognitive function and mental clarity. They support brain cell structure and signaling, contributing to a better cognition in children and also in adults. Studies have shown that children that consume enough omega-3 have better academic performance and cognitive abilities. So according to studies published in the British Journal of Nutrition, DHA supplementation during pregnancy and lactation have been shown to into visual acuity to children and also beneficial long-term neurodevelopment in children. A separate study have highlighted how important DHA is for the brain and eye development, highlighting its role in maintaining cellular membranes, fluidity, and neurotransmitter release. And fish oil also been linked to reduce ADHD symptoms in children. So by enhancing neurotransmitter functions, omega-3 helps managing impulsive behaviors and improve attention spans, making it extremely beneficial for growing minds. A systematic review have shown that supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids have shown to reduce ADHD symptoms. Those include hyperactivity, impulsivity, attention, and memory. However, it is very important for everyone to get high-quality fish oil because it can be contaminated with heavy metal, especially with mercury. Please look for products that are tested, purified, that are third-party tested with available data, with available test results that you can actually see. And make sure that the fish oil, it is sent in a dark black bottle so it doesn't get oxidated as well, and that you keep it in the fridge always. So for the dosage, it varies based on your child's age, but a toddler will need between 300 to 500 milligrams of EPA and DHA, while school-aged children may require around 1,000 milligrams per day. Is my best friend magnesium. So magnesium is an essential mineral for over 300 biochemical reactions in our body, and that includes those related to muscle function, nerves function, and also your bones. Magnesium is particularly important to children because it promotes energy production and also promotes calmness, which we all need as parents. But it also helps them with better sleeping patterns. And I strongly believe that my daughter's sleep patterns, which is absolutely amazing and a delight since she was 3 months old, it's partially because of magnesium. So research has shown that supplementing with magnesium actually promotes a reduction of symptoms of anxiety, hyperactivity, and it contributes to a more balanced and focused mind. A study published by BMC Pediatrics have shown that for children with ADHD, when they supplemented with magnesium and vitamin D, they actually improve their behavior and their mental health. Like I mentioned before, magnesium is actually extremely important for your bone mineral density because it works in combination with calcium. We were taught for a very long time, and I know people in this channel are already aware that calcium is for your bones. That is true, but that's just partially true. Calcium without magnesium won't do anything to your bones. Because a kid has a high calcium intake, you have to keep in mind that in general, for a child's health and good bone density, you need to keep a ratio of about 2 magnesium for 1 calcium. If you think that your child doesn't inject or consume enough magnesium, then the ratio will be off, and their bone density and bone strength might be not as optimized as they could be. That's just another reason to supplement with magnesium. Magnesium also plays a role in neurotransmitters regulation, which is actually essential for nerve stimulation and muscle contractions. A magnesium deficient child can actually have increased symptoms of ADHD. We see that magnesium deficiency is often seen with children with increased hyperactivity, focus, and with children with ADHD. And when you combine magnesium with vitamin B6, it has been shown to enhance its therapeutic effect on the nervous system. How much magnesium should you give to your child? Well, it depends on the age group once again. But here is some guideline and recommendation. For children between the age of 4 to 8, it's recommended to give 130 milligrams per day of magnesium. And for those 9 to 13 years old, it's about 240 milligrams per day. So what kind of magnesium are we talking about here? So for optimal absorption and efficacy, magnesium glycinate will be the one you want to go with. And of course, L-threonate. Those are the two preferred forms for their calming effect and cognitive enhancement effect as well. For children under 4, what I highly recommend, and I will talk about it later, it's magnesium in a cream form. It is hard to manage the dosage that way, but it is a lot easier to administrate, and magnesium can be absorbed by the skin, and it's absorbed very well. So now we've explored and looked at the science behind 4 supplements that you can give to your children to have different effects. For height and growth enhancement, we have Zinc and we have Astragalus. For cognitive development and calmness, we have fish oil and magnesium. Now I'm going to give you some insight of how Leo and I approached it with Arabella, our daughter. When did we start? What did we do? And why? So keep in mind, my daughter was born in the 99th percentile for height, for weight, and for head circumference. So we knew she had a head start, especially she was a 10-pound baby. Like, she looked like she was 3 months old. I am not exaggerating. So for that reason, we didn't start Zinc immediately because it was not necessary. I am 6 foot tall. I am sure she's going to be very tall. She's almost 3, but she's wearing 4-year-old clothes. So she has her head start. However, we started immediately with probiotics and fish oil. The reason behind it is because I had to take antibiotics when I was delivering her. And, you know, it can be passed along, and I know the effect on antibiotics on the gut microbiome and how important it is. Yes, she was breastfed, but we still decided after, actually, I think it was her first month, that's when we started giving her probiotics. And we actually used seed probiotics that would open the pill and spit it out and put it in a bottle. And that's how she consumed her first supplements. This with fish oil were the 2 first supplements that we started with her. At 1 month old, we also started, I started giving her a daily massage, but instead of regular lotion, I would use magnesium cream. And she's so used to it now. She asks for her massage every day, and she still takes her magnesium cream. I also supplement with a liquid form now, so I can control the dosage better. But I strongly believe that giving her the supplements is what makes her amazing child, such an intelligent, amazing kid. She understands fully 3 languages, and she amazed me every day. I started teaching her how to write. She's responsive to everything, and she remembers things very well. And I know I'm biased because it's my kid, and every parent thinks their kid is a genius. I don't think she's a genius, but she's very advanced for her age, because I see her going to school and I see how different she is from her peer, and I'm very proud of her. But on top of that, I strongly believe that the combination of supplementation, the way, and things I did to make sure that she's developing properly, also the amount of sleeps that she's having and how regulated she is with her own sleep, those are all factors that contribute to high cognitive function. And I still give her zinc, but not on a regular basis, because I don't want to push her growth too much. I know it can be difficult for a woman to be tall, and it is good to be tall, but not as tall as me. So we'll see. But I'm managing, so that's my reasoning behind it. As for other supplements that I may have, she still takes probiotics. Because I think the gut microbiome and the diversity of it is highly important. And if you ever had a toddler, you might understand the struggle it is sometimes to make them eat diverse food. So she will have moments where she eats everything, I have no problem, and other moments where she becomes a picky eater. So at least I know her gut microbiome are stable and there and happy, and even if she's decided to eat bananas for a day. Additionally to all the supplements, I do have a liquid form of vitamin D that I use when other kids at school are getting sick, or I see her starting to get sick. It's very rare for her to actually get sick despite having people sick around her. And I just have to add some vitamin D to her supplementation for a couple days and she will be usually fine. Vitamin D, give it in the morning, because if you give it at night, you will turn your toddler into a little monster that would not go to sleep. As for the brands, I know I mentioned how important it is for fish oil, but it is actually important to choose high quality brands in any supplements you take. It's better to spend more money. My process of choosing supplements, because it's not regulated in this country, is simply by going on consumerlab.com. I looked at all the analysis they've done. I take the best for the price, the highest quality and highest dosage for the price. That's how I do to picking my supplements. For my daughter, it's a bit different because I'm looking for liquid forms because she won't take a pill. So I have selected a couple of them. For the fish oil, I'm 100% certain of the quality of the bread I'm taking. It is on the more expensive end, but it is absolutely worth it. I will list them in the comment below if you're interested. There is no reason for me to promote them or whatsoever, but it's just to give you an idea. Make sure you're doing the research. Make sure you talk to your pediatrician. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm just trying to share what I've done, the thought process behind it, the science behind it, and then you can make your own informed decision for your kid and what's best for them and your family. All right, that's it for me. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Until next time, stay curious and stay well.